In the Sfas Emes, Vayakhel, year Tovresh Lamed Hey 635. In the Posik, we find Ma'am Ma'am Lahavi, that the people brought more. And Moshe Rabbeinu said they should cease, Vayakhel, and they stopped bringing. You have to understand, why does it have to tell us all of this in such a length? So the Sfas Emes says it would seem because the Chachamim and the Tzaddikim saw that even the giving was more. It wasn't being done. It was done in a certain sense of, because everyone's giving, they're giving as well. And they were afraid that maybe it's not for the true intent of Shem Shemayim, but rather because everyone's giving. And as we know, a mitzvah goes according to the desire to do something for the sake of heaven. And we find that in everything there's a continuous cycle. There's not always an up. There's at times you go forward and back a little bit so that you can view what you did and reflect and then go further. As it's said in the name of Baal Shem Tov Zatzal, you should see that from every action that you do, you receive fear. You did it. So don't say, wonderful, I did it, but you should get fear of Hashem and busha. And you should feel the insignificance of who you are, a certain type of shame. Because when he finishes everything, a person usually comes to a very high state. A person thinks is on a high, as they call it in English. But when he goes back a little bit and thinking, who am I standing before? That itself rectifies the action so that it's a proper action. Moshe Rabbeinu, all of our Shalom, and the Chachamim were careful about the actions of Bnei Yisrael, that there shouldn't be included in it personal thoughts. Your Chaim HaKodesh is Medayik when it says that the Posik seems to be contradictory. It says Daim, there was enough. Voice, and there was extra. The Sasri Adodi, how can you say it's enough, meaning just enough, and then it is extra? He explains, because there was extra and it was done in a proper fashion, HaKadosh Baruch Hu paid them and he added to the Mishkan. And of course, these words, Divrei Pi Chocham Chaim, the words of a mouth of a sage are wondrous and very delightful. But maybe we can explain it otherwise, as Sfas Emes says in other Pirush. By holding, when they were told to stop, they did so. As it says, Vayakhel, they heeded the injunction to cease. Through that, they rectified if there was anything wrong. Because even though they did it to begin with, because of everyone's giving, I'm also going to be part of it, still, that's a correction of what they did. And I heard, he says, from my grandfather, Chedush Harim, on the Posik, we find Mayofa Palmayach Manolim Baznodiv. How wonderful are your steps. Usually it means in shoes. It's talking about Klal Yisrael, the daughter of those who gave. That he explained it, the giving of the desire needs a lock on it as well. And you have to watch over it. Use locks to watch things. That your desire should not come into other things that are not correct. That's why it says in the Mishnah that on other we make, or Beis actually, but on other we make known about the Shkolim and also about Klayim. Now, Klayim means a mixture. It should not get mixed together things that are not spiritual with those that are spiritual, even when you're giving something. And that's what Klayim means. He translates Vayikolei ha'om, and the people cease to bring, from the concept that they cease to have it mixed together, but rather they kept it specifically for the mitzvah of giving. And that's why it says ha'osher lo yarbe, the osher should not give more, because it has to be done for the purpose of Shemayim, not because of who I am. And therefore the poor man and the rich man are equal. because the desire that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. Furthermore, he mentions another thought on the posting Vayevoyu Hanoshim al Hanoshim. We find that the men came even more so than the women, and he wants to explain it according to what Chazal tell us, that when a Baal Tshuva does Tshuva, and the place where he finds himself after he's spiritually elevated because he did Tshuva, tzaddikim gemurim, tzaddikim that never sinned, cannot stand there. That's what it means. The Anoshim, the people, the men that sin in the Egel Azov, and women did not, and they came with such a strong commitment, even, so that theirs would be as great as the women that did not sin. And that's the concept of tshuva, that by a person taking his way, mirotzen achet, how to do things, make his desire like yours, thus we find he returns the chet to its proper place, because all of his desire, which were not correct, they're found in the person, and they're there to teach a person how to serve Hashem. And therefore, the action which he did had so much depth to it, but it was a false action. And now he did tshuva, comes back to its place. And meaning, it traveled in such a long distance that the tzaddikim cannot stand there because they don't have that depth to go through to bring something from chet to mitzvah. And that's what it means in Mokem. And we all do tshuva and be worthy of meriting being able to give the Machzah HaShekel and seeing the korbanos in the Beis HaMikdash standing on its place.